Before I get into today's video, remember to follow me on Twitter. So my Twitter, the link is in the description below. You can also find me. My handle is @JacksonKruger. Come over, say hi, and anyways, back to your regularly scheduled video. All right, let's talk some Baker Mayfield. I think the question has to be said at this point, does Baker Mayfield suck? Because he's had some tough weeks. I mean, he's now had 3 different games with a passer rating under 60, which is not good, including back-to-back weeks with a passer rating under 60. And you could argue, 2 weeks ago, that was the Patriots. Patriots are good, and obviously box score stats can be misleading. Passer rating is probably the best one, in my opinion, but can still be misleading. Last week, though, a passer rating of 53.2 against the Detroit Lions, I don't care what way you slice it, that's not good. It's just not a good situation. And maybe it could have been like, okay, the numbers don't suggest what he actually did. Maybe it was his teammates letting him down. No, it's actually a pretty fair representation. You want to look at Pro Football Focus's grades. They have him as the 27th best quarterback in football right now. People keep bringing up the injury, and it's true. I don't know. Mayfield hasn't played this bad ever, really. I mean, Mayfield wasn't this bad in his second season when things all went to hell. So you have to think the injury is a massive part of it. But then the argument is, well, then why is he out there? So if you don't believe those numbers, let's get into the film and let me let you know what I saw when I watched the tape. All right, so let's start things off with this one. Let's give some credit to Detroit. You know, we always like to say, hey, a good team didn't do too well against a bad team, so clearly that must mean that the good team had a bad day. Well, yes, that absolutely was an aspect, but also, like, there were some moments where Detroit literally just played well, which that happens as well. Doesn't happen a ton with Detroit, but it can happen. So what's going to happen here is it's going to be it's a cover 2 man, and what you're going to do is you have a receiver who's running a route over the middle. So this route works very well against cover 2 man. It's something that can consistently work against this type of coverage. So for Baker, it's where he's going to look, and that makes sense. However, there's one slight issue. This is not, in fact, cover 2 man. I lied to you. I'm sorry. I'm a liar. This is what they're actually doing. It's going to be kind of a cover 1 hole concept. The safety who is faking as though he's going to be staying deep is actually going to pick up a tight end if he's running a route, and you have a linebacker who's going to drop back over the middle. He's going to be the guy who, if Baker wants to make this throw, it's going to now be a lot more difficult. So clever play call. This is something that has fooled Mayfield in the past. This has resulted in interceptions, and you know, in some credit, it's not going to happen here. Watch, Mayfield takes a snap, and he does read it. So he looks over there and says, okay, well, that's not working. So his first read was all the way to his right, which got covered up. Then he goes one over, but now that's covered up. So for Mayfield, his first 2 reads are not open, and that kind of just made things difficult. So good play call, also good job getting open, and at this point on a 3rd down, not a ton you can do. Mayfield tries to scramble and see what he can do. There isn't much open. He throws the ball away, which was the correct decision. You know, good quarterbacks throw the ball away on 3rd downs sometimes. Good job by him there, but that's just a good play call by the Lions defense, so we got to give some credit to them. And also, look, there was some stuff like this where there were some still legit good plays from Mayfield. This is one of them. It's a cover 3 zone, and what you're going to do is you're going to have a tight end who, he's going to run towards the offense's right, but the way that you're really going to try and get this play to work is you have a play action to the offense's left, then Mayfield rolls out, so you basically are going to get everyone kind of going in that direction, and this is why this play can work. Once this play begins, you're going to see Mayfield does fake the play action, and you're going to see that there is definitely an opening for Mayfield to make this throw, but it's tough. I mean, he's off balance. It's not wide open by any means, but watch what he does. Look, off balance, he's going to make the throw, and that's a tough throw to make, but he still makes it. So he still did show flashes, and obviously this is going to be a negative video about Mayfield, and a negative video about the Browns, so obviously that's a big chunk of it, but I do want to bring up the positives as well. There certainly were some good plays, but just I don't think there was enough, quite frankly, to really justify the bad ones, in my opinion. Like a play like this is just one that, quite frankly, can't happen. It's a cover 3 zone, and it's a pretty common concept against cover 3. It's what you call a sail concept, which is receiver who's lined up all the way to your right. He's going to just run a go route. This pushes the corner who's on that side of the field further deep. You then have two tight ends who are running, and one's kind of running further deep, the other's running shallower. Basically, what typically happens on this play is the shallower route gets taken up by the Detroit player who's covering the flat on that side of the field, which is what you call the area towards the offense's right that's kind of underneath a little bit, right and left. They're both called the flat. So that way, kind of that middle route, those are typically the ones that get open. And if it's not, well, then you simply just say, okay, well, who covered it up then? If it's the underneath guy, you throw it underneath. If it's the deeper route, then you throw it deep. But look, Mayfield takes the snap. He's going to kind of run a funky play action. It looked like the play action was almost maybe on the wrong side or something. Not sure what happened there. But what you see here is that this is a throw you have to make. This is a throw that a replacement level quarterback makes. As you see, Mayfield is going to make this throw and he just misses it. And that just can't happen, quite frankly. That's a throw you have to make. And this is kind of my argument for, listen, if Baker Mayfield is missing these throws because of his injury, then take him out of the game and put in Case Keenum, because Case Keenum makes that throw. You can't be missing those throws. That's how you can nearly lose to a team that is as bad as the Lions. Going over here, his interception was like that, I think. It could have been a miscommunication, but I believe that was just a missed throw and he overthrew it. That's a tough one. I mean, that's the one you don't want to miss right there, because that wasn't that was just a bad throw by Mayfield, unless it was a miscommunication, which you still don't want to have happen. On this play, you're going to see Mayfield again just miss one. That one also could have been a miscommunication, but still, that's not good for Cleveland if they're miscommunicating so much. This one, just a low throw. He had him open and he just straight up missed him. And this one, you're going to see Baker Mayfield on this play. He's going to have a little bit of a window. That's a tough play, but he does miss it. So yeah, I mean, listen, disappointing. It's disappointing to see, because we have such high expectations for the Cleveland Browns. We do. We expect the Cleveland Browns to have a lot of success, and that just hasn't happened so far. We expect Baker Mayfield to have a lot of success. I mean, let's be honest. We all wanted for the Browns to win a Super Bowl, Mayfield to win MVP, win MVP of the Super Bowl, and then we would all tune in to Colin Cowherd the next day and see how he somehow still makes it that Mayfield isn't that great. But maybe Mayfield just isn't that great. Maybe that's the situation. I still think there's plenty of time left. It's so odd, and I guess the nice thing for Mayfield is, well, you have the rest of the season to prove yourself a little bit, and probably next season, because, again, the fifth-year option has been picked up, so he currently is set to make $18 million regardless, and he'll be a starter somewhere for sure. But in terms of this season, if it's the injury, you hope he gets healthier, and if he's going to be like this for the rest of the year, that's just a really tough situation, because, preseason, I predicted the Browns to win the Super Bowl, and a big part of it was I thought the talent around them would be good enough that even Mayfield, as a tier 3 quarterback, which is, the way to think about that is kind of just a mediocre starting quarterback, I figured, well, that should be enough to win a Super Bowl. A lot of people said, you're way too low on Mayfield. How could you have him as a tier 3 quarterback? Some people said I was too high on him, of course, and they ended up being the right ones, because he has not played well so far this season. But again, how much of it is the injuries? So that's what I think. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments below. Always love hearing from you. And of course, as always, thanks for watching.